Hey everyone, welcome to Yoga with Maria. I'm Maria, and today we're practicing and talking about solar plexus yoga. And if you don't know what your solar plexus is, not to worry, we're going to be addressing the center part of the body, kind of the core area. You don't need any special props for this practice. If you have a mat, grab that. Make sure you're subscribed to my channel so you don't miss any new updates, and let's get started. Alrighty, yogis, welcome. Today we're talking about the solar plexus, and this area is this area of the belly, of kind of the core area. So if you want to take your hands and place them on that area of the body, go ahead. So it's kind of like right below the lower ribs, right where kind of the belly sits. I know the belly sits a little bit kind of like right in there. So you can take your hands there and feel that area of the body. And from a yogic perspective, this area of the body, like energetically, is associated with action and even the element of fire, and this idea of kind of like motivation or willpower, as well as our own personal power. So we're going to kind of talk about those things a little bit more as we go. Come to sit down with your legs stretched out in front of you. So extend the legs long. This is called Dandasana or staff pose. The hands can just come kind of by the sides of the waist. And then lean back and bend the knees and bring the bottoms of your feet to touch. And then your hands will stay back behind you. You can kind of lift the seat up a little bit and sway the knees side to side, and then set the hips back down. From here, you can take your left hand and scoop the left knee over towards the right. So the knees are not going to stack directly on top of one another. The left ankle is going to sit right in the arch of the right foot. And then you're going to walk your hands over to the right. Maybe this left hand just comes to the right knee. From here, take the elbows a little wide and just turn yourself to the right, a gentle twist. And then the gaze can follow, continuing to look to the right, almost back over this right shoulder here. But if you have any strain in the neck, just go ahead and look straight ahead. And then breathe in, come back to center. Find this Baddha Konasana, soles of the feet touch, knees go wide. And then we'll take the other side. Right knee comes over towards the left. Right ankle sits in the arch of the left foot. And then walk the hands over to the left. Maybe this right hand comes to the left knee. The elbows go a little wide, and just taking a little twist here. The gaze can follow, and just notice that we're kind of activating or twisting right around this center area. Breathing in. Breathing out. Just notice how your energy might shift, or how you might feel as we kind of move through this practice. And then come back to center. Find Baddha Konasana, soles of the feet press. Take the hands and scoop the knees together, and then we're going to come to lay down on our back. So just catch yourself behind the knees and roll onto your back. Yeah. And then hug the knees into the chest. Yeah, and you can rock side to side a few times here. Good. From here, come to the center and then lift your head and your shoulders. So you're going to begin to activate the core a little bit. The core comes online. And then maybe the hands release and you reach the hands towards the toes. I like to flex my feet here. It helps me bring my knees a little bit closer to the chin. Breathing in. Breathing out. Yes, stay with your breath. Breathing in. Breathing out. Slowly lower here. And then both hands are going to come to the right side. Breathe in here. Breathe out, lift back up, reach towards that right pinky toe. Inhale and lower. Bring the hands to touch in front of the heart. Breathe out, reach to the left. Let's do this one more time. Inhale and lower, hands to heart. Exhale, reach to the right. Yeah, as you reach, pull the knees in. Inhale, lower. Exhale, reach the knees to the left. Really good work. Inhale, come to center. Exhale, this time just lift the head and the shoulders straight up. Reach the arms by the feet once again. And then we'll extend the legs long for Ardha Navasana. Breathing in. Breathing out. Big effort here. Inhale. Exhale. Lift up to Navasana. The knees bend, chest comes towards knees. If you can, take another cycle of breath here. Just watch another cycle of breath here. In and out. Cross your right ankle over the left. Roll over the feet. And we're going to come to hands and knees. Really nice work here. Yeah, so you just want to stack the shoulders over the wrists, the hips come underneath the knees. And then we're going to lift the left arm up, breathe in. Breathe out. The left hand's gonna thread right behind the right wrist. So your left shoulder, left cheek comes to the mat. And then walk the right fingertips forward any amount. You can tent that right hand and then turn the torso and the belly over to the right. Breathing in. Breathing out. Breathing in. Breathing out. One more cycle of breath here. Continue to turn the torso and the chest to the right, in and out. And then walk your right hand back underneath the right shoulder. Press down through that hand and then unthread or unwind yourself to go ahead and return the left arm up, and then place the left hand back down to the mat. You're back in this hands and knees shape. Breathe in and reach your right arm up. Look up and follow the thumb unless there's strain in the neck. Exhale, right hand threads behind the left wrist. Bring your left shoulder, left cheek to the mat. And then the left hand can walk forward any amount. I like to tent my hand. It gives me a little bit more leverage to guide my torso and my belly over to the left. And then just watch your breath in and out. Breathing in. Breathing out. Breathing in. Breathing out. Walk your left hand back and place it underneath the left shoulder. Press down to lift up. Right arm reaches back up to where we started, and then take the hand back to the mat. Really nice here. From here, we're going to take the forearms to the mat. So take them towards the front of your mat. And then, yeah, you'll just stay on your knees for now, or we'll move from here in a moment. Take a look before you do anything else at the forearms and just make sure that the forearms are parallel or like you're on railroad tracks. So they're just kind of mirror images of one another. And then the elbows are going to be right underneath the shoulders. Spread the fingers wide and press a little bit more down toward your inner wrist here. And then from here, tuck your right toes behind you and tuck your left toes behind you, finding a forearm plank. The gaze is going to be forward right at the tip of the index finger, or maybe an inch or two past maybe the front edge of your mat. And then on your breath in here, on the exhale, kind of press the air out so that the low belly and the belly pulls in around the spine. Breathing in, keep looking forward. Breathing out. One more cycle here. Inhale. Exhale, just lower the belly to the mat and untuck the toes. Press down through the forearms and lift the chest. If this is too much on the low back, you can take the forearms a little bit forward for this sphinx pose. Finding a nice little stretch in the belly, a little bit of an opening in the belly. Breathing in. Breathing out. Yeah, so we don't want to lift the chin and crank the neck. Just keep a nice long neck, especially the back of the neck. Soften your face. One more cycle here. In and out. We're going to swivel the elbows to the side and make a little pillow with the hands. The forehead will just come to the hands and just relax the legs. And again, come back to your breath. Notice here on the belly, as you breathe, the breath fills up this middle area of the torso. Maybe you notice how the back expands. And if it feels right or okay, you can swivel the hips side to side, giving a little release to the low back. Yeah. One more cycle here. In and out. And then from here, reach your left arm forward and you're just going to roll yourself onto your back. Yeah, rolling over. And then from here, we're going to hug the knees back into the chest. And then let the knees fall over to the left for a little supine twist. The arms will go to the side, or the left hand can come to the top of the right knee. The gaze can come over to the right. Or you can take the gaze just straight up towards the ceiling or the sky. Breathing in. Breathing out. Stay with your breath. Just watch the breath here. And then come back to center And we'll take the knees. You can scoot the hips a little to the left and take the knees over to the right. And then tee the arms, and the gaze can go to the left, or it can go straight up to the ceiling. Stay with your breath. See if you can soften the body a little bit more here. And then come back to center. Bring your hips to the middle of the mat. Take the feet a little bit wider than the hips and just let the knees knock in. Take your hands back to your solar plexus, or this area of the belly. And take a moment of awareness, of just noticing that we're bringing our awareness not just to the front of the body where our hands are touching the belly, but this whole, even all the way through to the back. So if you want to take one hand and slide it kind of underneath this curve of the low back, and to feel the back of your body as well, you can. And we're going to do a little exercise here, a little reflection exercise. So I want you to envision or visualize a yellow or golden light just encompassing or lighting up this part of your body, from the belly all the way through to the back. And knowing that this area of the body energetically is associated with willpower and power, I want to introduce 3 kinds of power for you to reflect on today. The first kind of power is power over other people or a situation or circumstance. The second kind of power is what I'm going to call personal power, which is power for ourselves. This idea that we have complete awareness and consciousness about who we are and how we show up in situations and with other people. And the third kind of power is this idea of powerlessness. Just reflecting for a moment on what it feels like to feel powerless. And then since we've kind of defined each of these, I want you to reflect on which one of these types of power is the most energizing. Which of these types of power are more draining? And which types of these powers are energizing for you? Reflecting on what kind of energy surrounds each type of power. And then whether it's kind of more of a building up of energy or a draining of energy. When you've either executed this type of power or experienced it. And then another reflection, which types of these power make you feel motivated? And we're talking about motivated just for the sake of motivation, just for the sake of doing something that makes you feel energized. Which of these types of power makes you feel empowered? So we're reflecting on or questioning which one of these embodies a empowerment type of motivation, a motivation that comes kind of somewhere like deep inside of you that's driving your action. And lastly, which of these type of power is the most sustainable for you? Meaning, Which of these can you execute and still feel like you have energy left over? Which of these can you execute without feeling burnt out or drained? Or that you could continue to execute or grow within without getting tired, or that you could do for a long time? And now just bring your attention back to your belly and where the hands are, and just notice the breath filling up the hands. I welcome you to stay here for another moment or two, either reflecting or just breathing into the hands. Thank you so much for joining me today. Take the hands to touch in front of the heart, and then take the thumbs to the third eye, or the space between the eyebrows, and we say namaste. Thanks so much for joining today. If you're interested in exploring how you can continue to activate your personal power through yoga, especially at work or in your job, I work with women one-on-one to do just that, to help women move into leadership roles and essentially move towards the promotions and the roles that they want at work. So if you're interested in this, go to my website at marialoida.com and send me a message to set up your free consultation call to see if this work is right for you. See you soon.